Ave Satanis, Ave Lucifera, Ave Lord Belial, Ave Lord Leviathan, Ave beautiful Queen Lilith, Ave beautiful Lord Queen Astaroth, Ave beautiful Queen Tiamat, Ave King Pazuzu, Ave King Asmodee, Ave King Asmodeus, Ave beautiful Queen Sunnylion, Ave Lord Dandelion, Ave Lord Vereen, Ave Lord Volok, Ave Lord Croxel, Ave King Azazel, Ave Lord Amaimon, Ave Lord Amon, Ave Lord Amy, Ave Lord. Ave and hail to every demon and every demoness that's known to man and woman. Basically everyone that's known to us humans. Ave and hail to every single one. I was thinking about something today. Actually, I'm thinking about something every fucking day. Pardon the language. But every day I'm thinking about something. That's just the way I really am. I'm always thinking. That's half my problem. I think too much. Come on, boy, go. If you're gonna fucking go, go. Don't just fucking sit there like a bump on a log. Shit. Sat there like an idiot. But guy sat at stoplights like not even the stoplights, just at the turn there. He sat like an idiot and sat there for like 2 minutes. And car behind him, woman in the car behind him was driving. He's only a young guy, probably in his 20s. Just sat there looking. Obviously, I'm not going to cross if you're going to cross. If you get the right of way, you're going to go. I'm not going to walk in front of a moving car. Unless I'm planning on offing myself. And I got no plans on that. Well, you know how it is. I'm not going to off myself. I have no plans on that in the near future. But people offing themselves aside. I want to talk about now. I'm going to say right up front, I'm not going to bring up any names. Well, not any names that's going to give certain people notoriety or put their name out there to, recognize, so people recognize who I'm talking about or who it is. Unless it's something good I'm going to say. Okay? Because I don't believe in giving people notoriety for bullshit. And for being, traitors, backstabbers, liars. Everything else that goes with it. And a whole lot more if I want. If I wanted to get technical, I could go a whole lot deeper, but I won't. The reason why I got a hoodie on today is because it was cold here. It was like 14 degrees here today. That's not including the night. Now tonight it will probably be like, I don't know, 3 or 4 degrees. Maybe colder. You never know. Last night it was really cold out. It is fall after all. So, and it is Canada. So, you take the good weather when you get it. And you take the bad weather when you get it. I guess you're thankful you're alive that you have any weather. To be honest with you. And to notice any weather. And you're not a spirit in humans. You're not a spirit that's just wandering around. Unless, of course, you're a demonic spirit, then you're great. In my opinion. But in that, I want to talk about people who, when they run into a few problems, people who are satanic, supposedly satanic, and I quote supposedly, very deeply, people who are online and say that they're people who say that they're demonic and satanic, and they are Father Satan's children. They call Queen. They're supposed to call Beautiful Queen Lilith, mother. I call her mother also, but Usually I just say beautiful Queen Lilith, because she is beautiful and all that, even though she still is my spiritual mother, and she always will be. And she's the true queen of all demons, true mother of all demons, and she is also the true queen of the night. No question. No one can argue that question. Or if anybody
over like anytime.
Anybody that argues that question, they're just full of shit, full of crap, right up to their eyeballs. Their eyes are probably brown too, to be honest with you. They're that full of it. But being full of it on all side, now I noticed, and I started to notice a lot more within the last, say, 2 years. Okay? Within the last couple of years, I started to notice this a lot more. I'll say 2 years, probably 3, but 2 for sure. Now, I notice a lot of people who are supposed to be Satanists, who are supposed to be traditional Satanists, spiritual Satanists, Theistic Satanists, Demonolators, Demонolatress, Necromancers, what have you. Even, you know, and when it seems like with a lot of them, not all of them, believe you me, not all of them. And I can use myself for an example of not all of them. Or I could use one of my really beautiful great sisters, Volvin. I can use her as an example for not all of them. When shit goes south, when life throws you a big bunch of monkey wrenches that you're not expecting, and when everything falls apart in your life, not everything, but almost everything falls apart in your life, and then you have to deal with it. Okay. And you can look at it this way, and this happens to a lot of Satanists, okay? And I'm sure it happens to all the Jesus freaks too, the tree hangers, all the ones in part of the tree hanger club. And I'm sure it happens to all the ones that are involved in Islam and Muslims and Hindus and Buddhas and all that crowd. It happens to everybody. You know, it doesn't matter if you're what you are, what belief system you got, it still happens to you. And you know, you have deaths in your family and stuff like that, okay? Because ever since the first death that really hit me hard, since I've been as a Satanist all my life, literally, but the first death that really hit me hard was my older brother, Bill, okay? And I mean, that one hit me hard, because me and Bill were, like, he was older than I was, but we were very close. Like, he's the first guy that took me fishing over to Sandy Pot, like fishing for trout and salmon, lake salmon, and lake trout. Like, he's the first guy that took me over to Sandy Pond Dump, across the Trussell. That's a place down home in Newfoundland, Halloween, little town I'm from. He's the first person to take me there. He was the first person to take me, like, out Goose Brook, Kitty's Brook, and in a lot of places. And I looked up to him. Like, I looked up as a kid. Usually most kids have idols or people they look up to. You know, be it their mother, father, aunt, uncle, cousin. Hey, Johnny.
Hey.
Scotty around?
Hey.
Never seen him? Just a good thing.
That doesn't mean he's not been around.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't seen him since, like, last week, that day.
Yeah.
All right, take it easy, buddy. How's work going?
I wasn't into work today. I wasn't here.
Oh, okay. Inventory. Don't you just love it?
Yeah, but I wasn't. Hey, Johnny, I wasn't really planning on taking the day off.
Yeah.
Woke up all ready to go to work today. I had stomach cramps.
Oh, well. Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, and with that being said, he was like, I looked up to him like a lot, an awful lot, as an older brother, obviously, I just looked up to him and everything that he did. Like, no matter what it was.
It's a little better.
You know, no matter what it was, I really looked up to him a lot. And, hold on a sec, I had to wait till that crowd passes. Crowd of kids. Yeah, I just had to wait till that crowd of teenagers pass. There's like 20 kids, 20 females now, so obviously if I talked, you wouldn't hear me anyway. So, yeah, with that, I looked up the bill a lot. Like, and I mean, you know, an awful lot. And I still, you know, and he died in a car accident. I knew he was dead before he even had the car accident. I went home and told my mother. And Mom told me not to be so foolish because she didn't believe me. Not to be so foolish, just go on and go to bed. 10:30, my other brother, Frank, he comes in and tells Mom exactly what went down. And Mom said to me about a month after that, she asked me, how did I know? And I said, I don't know, I just knew. I was only 13. And then she said, what are you, some kind of spook or what? I said, well, I don't know, I just knew. Anyway, and so that was that. And then after that, I just went and, you know, I never really looked up to anybody after Bill died. Then I start getting into looking up to people and stuff like that. And then when I got older, I started focusing more on myself. And obviously, which everybody does. But to this day, I still, you know, Bill's gone. He's been gone for a long time now. And I still think about him every day. And that's not bad enough. I was 13 then. And then in 2002, my father found, 2002. My father found out he had cancer of the lungs. Well, actually, he had one little spot on one of his lungs, and he decided to have surgery. He didn't really need to. Doctor told him he could live in there 20 years without it even bothering him. But he decided to get it out. So he got it out, and of course it spread. And he ended up with it in his kidneys and his liver, and he ended up dying in 2003. December the 25th, to put icing on the cake. That was the day he died. And November 25th, the following, sometime November, mid-November, the earlier that year, was when he found out he had it. And then after that, in 2003, at his funeral thing, service and that, my sister that lived in Toronto, and I live in Georgetown, it's only like a 45-minute drive away, not even, depending on the traffic, right? And my sister Madeline told me that, she said to me, she said, Maggot, because my nickname was Maggot, and it still is Maggot, and it always will be Maggot. My sister Madeline said to me that, she said, Maggot, I'm not going to be here in 2 years. She said, in 2 years, I'm going to be dead. I said, no, you're not. She said, yes, I am. I said, no, you're not. And it rolled around 2 years' time. Madeline used to call me like 3 or 4 times every day in the nighttime, right? Just like clockwork. And she called me this night, and she called me this night. She called me one night. Then 4 or 5 days went by and she didn't call me at all. 4 days. So the 5th day I made a trip down to Toronto to see, you know, if she was okay and why she didn't call me. Because I couldn't get a hold of her on the phone. So I go to her apartment. I could smell something really bad through the door. And I was a true Satanist, and I still am. At this time I was true also Satanist. And I answer the door. Or I go to the door, and the guy, there was no answer, but I could smell something like really bad coming from her inside her apartment. And she was like a house mouse when it come to cleaning stuff. Like, I'm not joking, like she cleaned all the time, every day. Even if stuff didn't need to be cleaned, she cleaned it anyway. And so I go down to her, I go to the super, get the super to come up. I asked the super if he'd seen her around. He said no, he hasn't seen her around in like a week. Then I go down to her place with the super, and I asked the super if he could unlock the door. So he unlocked the door. I go in, she's laid down on the couch, her head is on a pillow, stone dead. She was turned black, or dark black, dark, really almost black color. Her lips were black, all of her was black. Stone dead on the pillow. She's been on, and her 3 cats were in the apartment meowing retardedly, like ridiculous, because they never had no food or nothing for like 4 or 5 days. And now my sister, I go in, I see my sister on a pillow on the couch, laid out, dead. Yeah, she killed herself, but she used to be a drug addict. She stopped using drugs for years, and sometime between when Dad died and when she died in 2005, sometime between the end of 2000, sometime between the beginning of 2003 and 2005, she started using again. And she ended up, I guess, either getting a bad load, or she took too much or something. I'm thinking she took too much because she wanted to get out of life. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened. The coroner just passed it off as, oh, she was just another drug user, so that was that. That's the way they looked at it. That's how much they actually care. You know? And she ended up going that way. And did I give up my satanic beliefs? No, I didn't. Did I stop, did I all of a sudden become a Jesus freak? A tree hanger freak? No, I did not. I stayed on my path, and I stayed a Satanist. And to be honest with you, that sunk me deeper into my belief system. That put me in there deeper. That made me closer to Father Satan. Now, a lot of people, the first thing they would do is probably say, oh, well, and what I'm getting at is everybody goes through very, very hard times. Nobody has a perfect life forever. I don't care who you are. You can have all the money in the world, and you could be the most upset, sad person that ever drew a breath of life. It's up to you what you do with your life. And I can guarantee you, Father Satan does make Father Satan and the demonic, beautiful Queen Lilith, King Lucifer, Lord Belial, Lord Leviathan, every demonic entity that's in existence. They can make you bad. They can put you through torture if you fuck around with them and use Father Satan's name for bullshit and don't respect Father Satan and don't respect the demonic. They will torture you then, but you deserve it. And I can guarantee you, anybody that leaves Satanism, who says that they're a true Satanist, who portrays to the community that they are a true Satanist, and then all of a sudden you hear talk of them, oh, I'm not religious, no, I'm not a Satanist no more, now I'm religious. No, now you're a fucking hypocrite, and a liar, and a user, and a traitor, a backstabber, and a treasonous, and everything else. And they have no idea what they're doing to themselves, because by the time Father Satan and the demonic are finished with them, no matter what religion they turn to, that ain't going to help them at all. That's only going to mix them up in the head a million times more than what they already are. And I don't care who the person is. So with that, I'll let you go. Hail Satan, Ave Satanis, Ave Lucifera, Ave Lord Belial, Ave Lord Leviathan, Ave Great Queen Lilith, Ave Beautiful Queen Lilith, I meant to say, Ave Queen Tiamat, Ave King Asmodee, Ave King Asmodeus, Ave Lord Volok, Ave Lord Vereen, and I'll talk to you next, guys. Hail Satan.